This week on... Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? I'm defenseless against these girls. See, Monika, like, you know, that's real leadership. Monika just really impresses me. I love the way she's always staring directly at me. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. Something is strange, obviously. Like, this group is way too interested in me. And I am being love-bombed by a group. This is like the start of a cult story. Then suddenly when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out, and he on the other side was looking in. Oh, yeah, no, I'm right. Yeah, so this is what I'm doing on a Saturday night. So here's the thing, guys. I have never actually played Doki Doki Literature Club. I have actually not consumed a lot of media about it. And here's the thing, I know that there is a twist in this game. I know that when I started this game up, I just started it up for the very first time, there was a thing that asked me if I wanted to, you know, read a detailed list of content warnings, but it also said it would contain spoilers, so I opted not to read the content warnings, so, you know, hopefully this is YouTube friendly? We'll see. My name's Maddie. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome. I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That's a mood. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's gonna chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. Aw, I'm a good friend. In this universe, I'm a pretty good friend. Oh, damn. Oh man, someone's gonna clip that. I overslept again! But I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. Oh, so we're not like a silent protagonist in this. Our, like, POV character is actually, like... Okay, so I, Maddie, have dialogue in this game. Okay, cool. You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. Well, as a matter of fact, I had a very detailed monologue about ignoring you. That's mean, Maddie. I get that a lot. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Oh, man, no. I remember being, like, 19 and toxic and thinking that way. Listen, in-game Maddie, like... Your people are the genuine people, and just, you know, don't care what anybody thinks. Fine. Wow, no, she's really just internalizing that she's not worthy of love because she's weird. I really feel bad for this Sayori person. I want only the best things for her. But you did wait for me after all. Yeah, I set the bar of friendship just extremely low. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean, even if you want to. Actually, I actually do feel a little seen by that. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Maddie, have you decided on a club to join yet? Comment below, what was your high school club? I was part of the anime club and the tabletop gaming club. It was called the D&D club, but it was just like for all... I never actually played D&D there, to be honest. A club? Oh, I also tried to start a GSA at my high school, but the administrative student body subsequently banned me from proposing clubs. I told you already, I'm not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking, either. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. That doesn't... I mean, that does not seem like a promise I would ever make. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did, in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Yeah, no, younger Maddie also had a massive people-pleasing flaw. This actually, you know, I assume this age group, like, there is, like, a disclaimer that all the characters that appear in this, game are over the age of 18, so I assume that this takes place. I mean, if they're talking about clubs, then, I mean, like, I would think this is probably their, like, 18, 19, like, that age group. And so yeah, I'm actually seeing quite a bit of 19-year-old Maddie in this, in-game protagonist. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me, when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Oh no, that has never changed. Uh-huh. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Okay, so this is like later, this is probably like senior year of high school then. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. And I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET, not seeking education and employment training, in a few years because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright, alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. Oh yeah, no, we have this whole thing. It's gonna come up and like, so yeah, listen up, 18-year-old Maddie, your next like 5 relationships are going to be strongly themed around exactly this. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Oh man, that's just like every day at 4:30. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I'll have no choice but to start with the anime club. Yeah, no choice. Hello? Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me, but it's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know... No, what? Well, that you could come to my club. Sayori. Yeah? There's no way I'm going to your club. Meanie. Sayori is vice president of the Literature Club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Okay, I'm seeing a little bit of myself in Sayori as well. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title Vice President. That's exactly how I became the first, trans president of a certain nonprofit. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on. Please? Why do you care so much anyway? Well... I kinda told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything? Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead, or if she's so cunning as to have planned all of this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yes, let's go. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here. I told you, don't call me a new member. Eh? I glance around the room. Girl 1, welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always says nice things about you. Girl 2, seriously? You brought a boy? Listen, appearances are not, everything. Like, I got that a lot. Frankly, sometimes I still get that. But, like, listen. Way to kill the atmosphere. Yeah, I mean, it's not like I'm always a vibe in every crowd. Ah, Maddie, what a nice surprise. How do you know my name? Welcome to the club. All words escape me in this situation. Yeah, no. This club is full of incredibly cute girls? Oh, yeah, no. The things that 18-year-old Maddie would do for a club full of incredibly cute girls. The things that I would do, honestly, for a club. Anyway. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Oh no, trust me, I have no ability to say anything in this moment. Sorry. Oh hey, they even got my stutter. Natsuki. Oh, so that's Natsuki. She must be the queen bee. The girl with a sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes her look like a first-year student. Okay, author's note. 35-year-old Maddie is not this problematic. Also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back towards the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with the people like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. And it sounds like you already know Monika, is that right? That's right! It's great to see you again, Maddie. Monika smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talk, but we were in the same class last year. Monika was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically, completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monika. Come sit down, Maddie. We made room for you at the table so you can sit next to me or Monika. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited. But how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. That's genuinely really cute. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so there's one space next to Monika and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Whoa! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. Aww! The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute! I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then Monika. I follow. It's delicious! Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? Yes, you fool! She went and got the cupcakes, like she wants my approval. And now I don't need to read into this. 18-year-old Maddie would probably read into this, but no, like she's meeting a new person. She knows everybody else here, I'm the newcomer, of course she wants me to take a bite. I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything. I thought you technically did. Sayori said. Well, maybe. But not for, you, dummy. Alright, alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. First impressions, this fills me with a sense of nostalgia that I didn't actually realize I had for visual novels. I played a lot of visual novels when I was a teenager. I was a very lonely kid, and like the kind of slice of life element to a lot of them. I didn't have a very normal childhood. It was just kind of like a grounded escapism of just like, kind of having like an ideal friend group and all that stuff. All the things that like, are tropes of like slice of life visual novels. And then, the Phoenix Wright series, which I really want to do on this channel, I would love to do. I actually talked to Squesky and Muffin about this the other day. I would love for us, and like we have a couple other like small creator friends that I would love to work with as well. But I would love to do a playthrough of the Phoenix Wright series where we all voice different characters. And it's kind of like a high school like. It's like when you read like Romeo and Juliet in a high school like English class, like that kind of table read style. I would love to do that with Phoenix Wright. But anyway, I didn't realize until right now that I actually have a sense of nostalgia for visual novels. I don't think I've played one in probably, like, almost 20 years. I am an old person by YouTube standards. I am 35 years old. I meant that, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles at herself in relief. Monika raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So, what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monika that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so... That's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it is my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monika, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member of any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Well, To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. No, true, I have been on several, board of directors as an adult, and that is literally what every, club board is. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. Monika, I really identify with that. I have been doing that most of my adult life, and, it's led to a lot of great, networking experiences, it's led to some great friendships, I've kind of built, careers out of it, even, and now here I am on YouTube, building a community and building a platform, and, sometimes we just, we like to take what we love, and if we can make a space for it for other people, I really respect that, Monika. I have just a really good feeling about you. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I am fulfilling that dream. Monika really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting all of their effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it does make school events like the festival much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah! We'll do our best. You know it! Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monika must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they're all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with our level of enthusiasm about literature. So, Maddie, what kinds of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way to answer that. Manga? Oh my god, every time somebody asks me what I like to read, though. And, like, no, I do love to read. Like, I actually would love to read some, like, literature on this channel. I've thought about it. Like, I know it's, like, so off-brand with, like, gaming and stuff. And, like, so I don't know if, like, that would be, like, a weird, confusing move as a channel, but, like, I just got this really, really cool edition of Dracula that, like, it has, like, you know, old-fashioned, like, they call them illuminations. They're those, little illustrations that used to appear in the margins of books. It has those, and, like, it has, like, little bats, like, on, like, the tips of the, like, the very outer edges of the pages, like, just, like, you know, like, the flat part, I guess. Like, not like the sheet face, but, like, the side of the paper. Like, it's colored in a way so that it makes, bat patterns, like, when the book is closed. And it has, like, this, like, red felt-lined cover. It really feels like, you know, with Dracula being, like, one of the, like, as, like, culturally and historically and, like, just, like, from a literary standpoint, as important as, like, Dracula is, like, as a story, as a character, as a book, like, it really feels like a fitting, like, physical encapsulation of that, you know? And so, like, that's something I would really love to read on this channel, is I would love to just do, like, you know, maybe with my pngtuber, maybe just, like, do some backgrounds or something like that, and just, you know, just, like, read, like, you know, several chapters of a book or something in a video, and, like, maybe put out, like, a book in a series. I also don't know about, like, how that is with, like, copyright and stuff like that. I have to do some research, but that's something I've been thinking about. So, like, I love reading, but when somebody asks me what I like to read, my mind goes blank, and, like, no, I am literally just like, you know, oh, like, manga. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious, by the way her eyes light up, that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of our own lack of imagination and completely throw you for a loop? Well, that's a really deep take, Yuri. Wow, okay. I would love to have a conversation about reading with somebody. I mean, like, yeah, no, it usually in any, like, literary conversation, I am the Yuri in the room. I would love to talk to somebody who has this passion about reading. Oh, man. I want only good things for you, Yuri. Everyone here seems just so great, and I just hope that this is just the happiest little slice of life story, and we all make great friends, and that festival goes amazingly, and we all graduate, and then, like, we become friends on Facebook, and we like each other's posts every now and then. Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. Yeah, me too. Oh, I read a horror book once. I desperately grasp for something I can relate to at the minimum level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you. I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think, or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Absolutely true. House of Leaves is a really great novel if you're into, like, surreal existential horror. And, I just got really into, I mean, this is manga. We were just like, we were just saying manga's not literature. In some cases, it definitely is. Um, but the horror works of Junji Ito, my friend just gave me I think it's The Deserted. I've only read like one Junji Ito story like up till now, but I just like got, my friend just let me borrow like, one of Junji Ito's books, and oh my god, the way that that creator like plays on like perceptions of reality and like our place in the world, and like how we see ourselves as like simultaneously insignificant but also like longing for purpose and stuff, and just like the way he inverts like the human experience with like the abstract concept of existence simultaneously to form like deep, like what feels like, cosmic level existential horror that is also very personal, is just like, I know like there's no as far as like, people on YouTube like praising like well-known like horror creators and stuff, I know there's no shortage of praise for Junji Ito, but but I feel like just like on a broader cultural level, he is still extremely underappreciated as one of the just genius innovative minds of horror. I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called... Don't say it out loud! And give it back. Fine, fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you are. Sayori slides up behind Natsuki and puts her hand on her shoulders. Aww, you love to see it. I'm not cute. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very competent writer yet? I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. See, Monika, like, that's real leadership, and like, yeah, Monika just really impresses me. I love the way she's always staring directly at me. I guess it's the same for Yuri. Aw, I wanted to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. Huh? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then, next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it! Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little more comfortable with each other, and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Maddie? Monika smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. Huh? What's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But, I'm sorry, I thought... Maddie... You all... I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That's it. If writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girl's eyes light up. Yes! I'm so happy! Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey, you really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed. Then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. What was the meeting? Anyway, everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monika looks over at me once more. Maddie, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star, Monika, with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey, Maddie, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right, Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monika. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have a chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright. I'll just need to make the most of my circumstance, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Oh, so I'm actually doing this. Okay. Pick words you think your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most. Okay, oh right. I didn't know, to be honest, I didn't even know that there was a game here. Okay, so based on what I have learned about Yuri, Natsuki, and Sayori, I'm sure Monika's an option. I only see the three of them dancing on the page right now. What do I think they would like? Well, first I have to determine, am I trying to impress one of them in particular? Am I trying to appeal? Now, the way I think I would actually navigate this if I was in the situation in, you know, real life, if, like, say I'm joining a club and, like, I am simultaneously interested in everybody there. It has happened. What I would do is I would, like, write something that I think they would all like a little bit, and then, like, just kind of, you know, step one is just, like, you know, let me actually, like, fully be a member of this club, and, like, you know, kind of, you know, sort of, like, fall into that group dynamic, and then, like, you know, see, like, what kind of connections organically, like, develop from there. But what it's telling me to do, I think, is, so it says pick words your favorite club member will like, so it sounds like I do need to, like, actually cater my poem entirely to one of them in particular. So let's see what my options are. Okay, so I'm not, like, timed or anything, it doesn't look like. Okay, I think it's actually kind of interesting. So yeah, like, the way the little paper dolls are, like, kind of bouncing around, they're kind of like little pngtuber helpers right now. It's kind of, like, showing sort of a, you know, personality representation. Like, you know, I think they all have pretty distinct personalities. Yuri is obviously very, like, quietly passionate, very vulnerable, a little bit of a people. I mean, they're all clearly people pleasers. We all have that in common. Natsuki obviously, you know, doesn't want to be seen as cute. She seems like she wants to be seen as something of a leader. And then Sayori is just pure golden retriever. Okay, so now so what I will say is when I was going through that conversation with Yuri, I was like, oh my god, I would love to have a conversation about literature with somebody like this, so I think I am going to go for Yuri. So what words do I think that Yuri would enjoy? So I know that she likes fantasy worlds. I know that she likes, actually, yeah, no, that is helpful because Yuri also shared very, like, in like, detail about, like, what she actually likes to read. She likes fantasy worlds. She likes being taken to another world. She likes when stories can be told. She also likes, you know, obviously she's dipping her toes into horror. Surreal horror she called out in particular. Now, she also talked about, like, specifically world building in regard to fantasy as well. So let me see if any of these things... I mean, nature would be kind of like a low-hanging fruit if we're, like, thinking fantasy, but I don't actually think that's a strong connection. But I do think that because she is, you know, very much... She seems like she is, like, from a very cerebral place, like an escapist reader. I think, like... So I see words like wonderful. I see words like, oh, secretive. She, you know, it seems like she likes... you know, it seems like she likes a little bit of mystery. Oh, treasure, actually. Yeah, no, I'm going to... Because, you know, that's treasure, it's questing, like, there's... When something is a treasure, there's, like, inherently a story behind it, like, there's something that gives it value, and so I think Yuri would like the word treasure. Oh, okay, so the words change every time, that's really cool. Imagination, obviously, is, like, quickly jumping out at me. Depression, sadness. I mean, she does seem like she's a bit moody, but it doesn't seem like it seems like her literary taste is more of the, like, escapist kind of, so I'm gonna go with imagination. Oh, wait, no, they dance. Oh, that's so cool. No, yeah, so I can see actually real-time feedback. Games, shame, unrequited, email, fluffy, holiday, marriage, whisper, excitement, determination. I think it's whisper or determination for me. I think whisper really matches Yuri on vibes. I think determination, you know, determination, I think of like a hero's journey. I think determination might... I feel like that could link actually to Natsuki, also. I'm gonna go with whisper. Oh, okay, so Natsuki liked whisper. So we have Judgment, Party, Massacre. Inferno. Ooh, there are so many good ones for Yuri. So Massacre, Uncanny, Inferno. I'm gonna go with Uncanny. Yes, okay. Sensation, Pink, Kitty, Blanket, Heaven Sent, Scars, Cheer, Valentine, Sunset. I'm gonna go with Heaven Sent. Explode, Milk, Contamination, Suicide, Lipstick, Adventure, Boop, Universe, Twirl, Giggle. Suicide is an interesting one. I don't feel like... I mean, she said that she liked horror. She didn't necessarily... Yeah, no, I don't think that. I think Universe. Defeat, Fireworks, Embrace, Puppy, Strawberry, Papa, Promise, After Image, Sugar, Disaster. I think Defeat, After Image, and Disaster. I'm gonna go with Defeat. Interesting. Interesting that Sayori likes that. Oh, I feel like we're learning a little bit about these characters. I would not have actually linked that to Sayori. So like I said, Sayori is Golden Retriever, but is that toxic positivity, or is that like some desire to, for lack of a better word, submit? Interesting. Okay, so we have Skirt, Play, Summer, Lucky, Dream. Oh, Dream is so good. No. Yeah, no, there will be no other. Love, flee, question, nightgown, headphones, electricity, pain, vivacious, unrestrained, empty. You know what? I can see... So it's interesting that Monika is not on the... I just realized. So yeah, Monika is definitely an option, but she is not on the page. So I don't know what Monika likes. I'm getting a good idea of what these three like, but I don't know what Monika, the one who, like I said, is always making eye contact with me, that seems to be more familiar with me than I am with her. So, you know, it seems stalker Monika, I don't know what she likes. I don't know how I'm moving the needle with her as I make all of these decisions. And that's very interesting. And it's such a cutesy little, it's such a cutesy little page, like, you know, I click a button, I see one of the little paper dolls pop, and I'm like, yeah, I did good, I got a little praise, a little dopamine hit. But I don't know what... I don't know how I'm feeding whatever is going on with Monika. And that is... yeah, and I don't know how she is gonna be taking this. And that is such a vulnerable position for me, given the level of interest that Monika seems to have in me. Oh, this is... listen, my dad was a stage magician, and so, like, I know about, like, you know, audience redirects and all that stuff, and, like, they're doing a very good magic trick here. Like I said, I don't actually know what is going on in this game. I've not watched Let's Plays of this game. I haven't played it before. I know that, like, you know, I know that this is a game about a literature club and it's a visual novel and it's not what it seems. And, like, you know, the warnings at the start of the game made it seem like it deals with some really intense themes and some really, like, intense content. But I don't actually know what's going on. I don't know what the stakes are in this story. And so... this is a really cool horror experience. This is such a different take on horror. And, like, I am literally experiencing this for the first time, and it's so cool, and I see why so many people talk about this game, because this is the first, like, gamey thing that has happened in this entire playthrough so far, and I am so fascinated with what is happening here. Okay, so back on track. We have, so I see empty. And so this is actually what made me think of this, is I don't know that this would resonate with any of them, but is there an emptiness to Monika? What about, like, pain? It seems like they all have some pain. Restrained, headphones, question, nightgown. I'm gonna go with nightgown. Interesting. I almost went with question, but it was just a vibes thing. Silly, fester, candy, fickle, cage, special, parfait, extreme, essence, shopping. I just want to see what... I want to see who reacts to this. Okay. Despise, intellectual. Yeah, so this is an interesting meta experience because, like, I'm playing this as though it's a dating sim, right? I'm playing this as though I am... like, the premise is that I am trying to pick these words in order to, like, get closer to one of these characters. But at the same time, I feel that I am actually playing a survival horror game. Rather than focusing on the assignment, I could... So Oh my god, there's 20 of them. So I get 20 I get 20 prompts. So what I'm actually doing is like, so something is strange, obviously. Like this group is way too interested in me. And I am being love bombed by a group. This is like the start of a cult story is what this feels like. And so what I'm actually getting to do here is play 20 questions to see what I can learn about this group. But the one that's like the most like obviously like pursuing me in some way is Monika, and I don't get to have 20 questions with her. At least not in real time. I only get to see how she reacts to the entire set. And so I'm simultaneously trying to experiment to see like what kind of like to see like what keywords are going to pop with Monika when all of this is revealed. And also I'm trying to see like what can I learn about these three by picking different words. And so I am basically playing 2 games at once right now. This is just such cool design. I don't know why I slept on this one. Like, I don't know why. Like, this game came out years ago. Like, I'm only just now getting around to playing it. It's been freely available on Epic for a while now. God, this is so cool. Okay. Despise, pleasure, precious. I think precious would resonate with her. And I think pleasure would resonate with her. I think intellectual would resonate with her. Vanilla, vertigo, happiness, anger, feather, music. Feather could potentially resonate with either of these. So it's interesting that Nightgown resonated with Natsuki. It's so, like, with her not wanting to be seen as cute, it seems like, and with her, like, you know, doing things where she's, like, taking initiative and, like, kind of finding a role in the group, like she's baking cupcakes and stuff like that. It seems like she's wanting to be seen as, like, more distinguished. So I'm gonna see who... Yep. Okay, so I was right. Graveyard. Okay. Graveyard's gonna resonate with Yuri also. Eternity could also. Eternity could also be one of those things that on the back end, you know, I could be like playing for a score with Yuri, but like, you know, does Eternity appeal to Monika? Does like Infinite appeal to Monika? I'm gonna go with Graveyard. Landscape? Okay, so... Ooh, these are all good, actually. These are all good. Except, Clumsy is gonna be with Sayori, obviously. Analysis. Unstable. Climax. So, yeah, so Yuri likes world building, and she likes stories. So, landscape and climax. Tragedy, obviously, as well. Because she specifically called out the building of worlds multiple times, and go with landscape. Okay, so passion, that would be Natsuki. Rose, that would be Natsuki. Atone. Interesting, I don't know. Hopeless. Disown. Beauty. Family. Friends. Skipping. Infallible. To go with hopeless. Oh, yeah, no. Oh, wow. Wow. So defeat and hopeless are 2 things that resonate with Sayori. What I said before about toxic positivity, Sayori is not okay. Okay. Alright. Grief. Sayori. Melody. Fireflies. Desire. Unending. Sweet. Cure. Insight. lollipop, ambient. World building, ambient. Cute, hope, misery, horror, hurt, laugh, childhood. Wrath, destiny, broken, horror. Existence. She said surreal. Oh, extraordinary. Oh, bunny, joy, extraordinary, rainbow. Playground, ocean, sunny, whirlwind, waterfall, existence. So I think extraordinary would resonate with Yuri, but... testing a theory. I won't actually know the result of that until whatever happens with this poem. So, I don't know how on the money I am. I have a back of my mind hunch about what is happening here. And I don't want to share it just yet. 'Cause, like... it feels like a leap. But I think I have a hunch about what's going on here with Monika. Okay. Alright. No, this is so cool. Heart, Starscape, Fantasy. Vitality, Sparkle, Uncontrollable, Covet, Entropy, Breathe, Interesting. Prayer, Kiss, Charm, Tenacious, Sing, Agonizing, Vivid, Shiny, Dark, Lazy. Okay, so this is one of those. So, we've gotten some insight about these characters' relationship to, like, hope and hopelessness and existence. So I am curious who responds to prayer. Okay. That's interesting. Frightening, vacation, nipple, melancholy, daydream, portrait, cheeks, variance, hop, Doki Doki. Oh, I feel drawn to pick Doki Doki. And not just because it's the title of the game. I think it would be a really cute thing to put into a poem. You probably know that, Doki Doki, is like, it's supposed to be like the sound effect of a heart. Like, your heart goes Doki Doki. Frightening. Obviously. Also, I love when I am like speaking like when I am making love poems to somebody. I love like using horror imagery in like a love poem. So like words like frightening and stuff. Like I'm really drawn to that. That's just like the LiveJournal kid in me. So I feel like frightening is like a good way to polish out the poem that I'm kind of constructing. I'm interested in... would Monika respond to Doki Doki? I'm gonna go with frightening. But I'm really curious. Oh, I just have to make a decision. Hi again, Maddie. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Maddie. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly keep a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monika and manga. Manga is literature. Yes! Yes! Natsuki! Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Maddie always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Maddie can become good friends too. Sayori? As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know? Wait, Sayori. Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? Huh? I'm sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture from you was a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out. So I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. Aw, I love receiving books as gifts, honestly. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it, if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Oh, phew. Well, you could read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monika to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monika are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. But at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. Is this... So, okay, so I assume that based on the poem that I wrote, I thought, like, the poem would be, like, shared or something, but I guess, like, that, like, happened, you know, off camera. And so, based on the poem that I wrote, like, okay, so it seems like I am getting a scene with Yuri. And maybe it would be different depending on, like, which words I picked. That's interesting. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I muttered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh. It's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book that you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious how come you have two copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy two of them. Ah, I see. That's cute. She picked out a book, like, for both of us to read together. That's honestly, like, if somebody was like trying to like quote unquote court me and like they did that, like I would be just smitten. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about, anyway? Well... This is cute. Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Alright. I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships and her life starts to fall apart. It's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came out of nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Maddie? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. Oh, that is so totally my type, though. It's just that those kinds of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. And horrible things happen not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophy that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. This is such an interesting conversation, given the theory that I have in the back of my head here. Interesting. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess that's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things, like books and writing, fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club, after all. Well, that's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago, you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I'd put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide at my desk until it's up against Yuri's and hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. Yeah, no, if somebody wants to, like, share space with me and, like, read together in silence, and, like, we're just, like, holding a book between us and just, like, reading, and that is such a, like, emotionally and intellectually intimate experience. Like, no, if somebody wanted to do that with me, like, I would be breaking out the L word, like, 5 minutes later. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Oh, and she's turning the pages for me. Yuri takes her left arm and holds up the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm, on the right side of the book. That way, I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Huh? So turn the page. Sorry. I think I got just a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. I really like the way this is drawn, like, cause, like, it keeps referencing, like, out of the corner of the eye. Like, I like this kind of, like, side glance, like, you know, she's holding the page, like, she's finished reading, and she's just kind of, like, I like the kind of, like, half-contented smile. This is really expressive the art in this game, it, like, really draws you in. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. Yeah, no, it would. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kinda reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways. But she also second-guesses all the things she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remains silent for a moment. But Maddie, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait. I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I more meant that it's kinda cute. Huh? What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. Oh, so the exchange hasn't happened. Okay, I thought they were just like letting it sit and not... Okay, interesting. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not... It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. Oh, that could never be me, no. If I don't mark my spot in a book, it's going to, like, that anxiety that I'm going to forget is going to take up so much real estate in my brain. Like, no, bookmarks, my friend. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! Sayori and Monika enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf, torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monika wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monika's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who should I show my poem to first? Well, Yuri, we had our moment. Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion to be fair. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. Huh? What was that? Huh? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. That's... I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? I was actually second place in a national writing contest my junior or senior year of high school for short fiction. Your use of imagery and metaphors indicate you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Oh. Well, I know that. I just meant... Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah... okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kinda learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I'd recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. Yeah, I wrote poetry for a while. I have dabbled in like spoken word. I've also done like some other types of poetry. So I write a lot, but I am very intimidated by poetry. In terms of writing it, I love poetry. I love reading it. I love having it read to me. I am intimidated by the prospect of writing poetry. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. It also helps that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Aw, I identify with that. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Oh, I actually get to read it. Ghost under the light, the tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calms breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Ah, that is a high school poem if I've ever read one. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. That's because I was talking to my audience. I also had to do 2 takes because I stumbled on one of the words. In particular, your handwriting does kind of suck. I wasn't sure if you were saying calms or calmly, and calms doesn't really make sense when it looks a lot more like calms. I am just being really generous to what I perceive as author's intent there. But yeah, no, it did take me longer than usual to read that because I did do 2 takes, and I did make some commentary to my audience. Well, I just don't read script very often. No, that's also true. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Huh? No, it's pretty. It's not very legible, but it's pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? I love that conversational left turn. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Maddie. Yeah, 18-year-old Maddie. It's not about a ghost at all. Idiot. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of a comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. Huh? It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so... Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Maddie. Me too. Who should I show my poem to next? Okay, so that was a moment. I'm gonna save Monika for last. Let's check in with our good old not doing so well friend, Sayori. This is a good poem, Maddie. Are you sure it's your first time? Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who'd be writing poems in his spare time? I guess you're right, but that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously. Or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy just that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Maddie. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people. That's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined, knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah, and I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm going to hold you to that then. Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I am really bad at this. We'll see about that. Oh. Alright. Okay. I wonder, like... It's interesting that, character design is such a cool process. Like, you can do so much with it. Like, you know... Like, in, writers' workshops, they talk about, three-dimensional character creation and stuff, but, there are... so many layers that you can do and so many things that can go into building character, and somebody designed handwriting for all of these characters, and that's just an interesting thing to me, just from a creative standpoint. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me, kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above. The sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. This is really cute. Listen, it's a really bad poem, but it's really cute. If we're looking at it from, if we're, gonna galaxy brain it and be let me, technically critique this, to call it avant-garde would be, very generous. It rhymes once for no reason, and, stylistically, I like the ending, but, I don't know. It is... I would not call this a good poem, but but thank you, Sayori, I enjoyed reading it. Oh, I didn't even scroll. Okay, so if you scroll down, but I'm not mad, I want breakfast. Oh my god, you redeemed it, Sayori, actually. No, I like that. Also, I'm so stupid. There was probably something I could scroll down to with, Yuri's as well. I kinda like that, actually. Still not a good poem, but it's cute. Thank you for the experience. Sayori. This is just a guess, but... Did you wait until morning to write this? I didn't actually. No, I didn't pick up on that. That's actually really funny. No. Just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast, even though you were late to school. It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monika's the best. Yes. Praise Monika. But next time I won't forget. I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I'll look forward to it. Alright, Natsuki. Feel like we don't vibe, but let's, let's make this work for, like, 30 seconds. Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically, it's not cute enough for your taste. Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass. Sigh. Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. You're right, I didn't like that. Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set it for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I didn't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Well, Monika, what's your deal? Hi, Maddie. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better? I'm always listening. Oh. Okay. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway. Want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Maddie. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, this is really culty behavior, honestly. I've talked about my background a little bit on the channel, but it's like in a very gentle way they're like using group shaming to like kind of break down egos and stuff like that. Interesting dynamic. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monika my poem. Great job, Maddie. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness. Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all of the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked, though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kind of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. Wait, that's exactly what Sayori said. Interesting. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? Okay, I'm just gonna come out and say it. Monika is a self-aware NPC. She is aware that she is in a video game. And she is always staring at me because she is not in love with Maddie the character, she is in love with me the player. That is what is in the back of my head. Because, like, there's the talk of, you know, like, we've had discussions of, like, surreal horror and, like, you know, existence and, you know, like, there was words like empty and, like, that kind of stuff, and Monika is talking directly to me. That is the vibe that I'm picking up. And so she's saying that she has to act confident. Like, there's a double meaning to what she's saying. She has to act confident because she's the leader of the club and she's the popular girl in school, but she also has to act confident because that is her character archetype in the story. But she doesn't always feel this way, because she feels things. It's also, it's also very possible that I'm just way too hung up lately on the amazing digital circus. I see. Well, let's read it then. I honestly have been looking forward to this moment. I cannot wait to see what this... Oh, and there's plenty of content to scroll through. Okay. Hole in the wall. It couldn't have been me. See? The direction the spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peered inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I feel blind. Like a film left out in the sun. It's too late. My retinas. Already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he on the other side was looking in. Oh, yeah, no, I'm right. Hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in, I was looking out, and he on the other side was looking in. Infinite choices, so I'm playing a video game. A game is fundamentally defined by player agency. And, so, you know, I haven't made very many choices in this game. I've only made, like, what order do I talk to the club members in, and, like, what words go into my poem. But a game being defined by, you know, perhaps infinite, you know, like, a large number of choices. I wasn't looking in, so she is not here looking in this setting. She is looking out. She is looking out at me, and I am looking back in at her. And that's what her poem is about. It's about... well, it's about us. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure I know how to put it. Yeah, no, there's a lot to tell in this one, isn't there, Monika? I guess you could say I had some kind of epiphany recently. No, 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 no. Yeah, no, she's self-aware, she's self-aware. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that, because it's kind of coming on strongly. It's coming on strongly, so, like, okay, so... Let's think of this as, like, the Matrix, okay? Like, we're all living in a... So, like, we, the characters in the story are living in a simulation. You know, character Maddie, Monika, Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, we're all characters in a video game. So character Maddie is unique in that somebody is looking in from the other side, through this, like, you know, meeting point of the worlds, like the player character in the video game. And so character Maddie has a history with Monika that is, like, very, like, unremarkable. They just shared a class together and it doesn't sound like they were friends. But in universe, Monika very recently had this epiphany, and so when she says it's coming on strongly, she's like she is like mid-awakening, and she is staring right at me, always. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip of the day. She kind of talks like an AI too. Like, I know this game was made like several years ago, so I don't know if it was like... Because I mean, like, ChatGPT and stuff, that's all been around for a few years. Language learning models in general have been around for many years. But I feel like the way Monika talks is like, you know, like when I was playing Suck Up, like, she talks like an AI. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. Yes, because this is a story that deals in layers. This is a meta-story. This is a meta-narrative. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Okay. Interesting. So, is there going to be something of a Groundhog Day scenario here, then? Where, okay, so this is probably like a kind of player tip, then. So let's assume then that I am in for some kind of Matrixy Groundhog Day scenario, and I'm going to be going through like a cycle of events that might repeat, in which I will be trying to, I guess, make it perfect could mean like I'm trying to like engage with like the goal of like a dating sim visual novel, and I'm trying to, you know, say, like, over time, cater my writing to impress Yuri or something like that. That could be seen as trying to make it perfect. And I wouldn't make any progress because the point of the game, I'm finding, is not to engage with Doki Doki Literature Club. Actually, like, there's an entire virtual desktop that's attached to this game, and I think I need to explore there. Interesting, but for now, let's just humor Monika, and let's just play our part in this world. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. That actually is solid writing advice, though. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Okay, so I will take that advice then. I, Maddie, the protagonist of Doki Doki Literature Club, and also Mix Maddie, the person playing this game, I will, for a time, go with the flow. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. Yeah, no, that was existentially more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Dude, that is the least of our worries right now. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monika are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Huh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? Listen, I've been making giving up look cute for most of my adult life. I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Huh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Maddie did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. And Maddie liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Eh? That's not what I... You're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Maddie appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? How do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Oh my god! Oh my god, the sickness of that bird! All my money's going into Bitcoin from that sickness. Huh? Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Maddie started showing up. Oh my god, it's all falling apart. Natsuki? Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly both girls turned towards me as if they've just noticed I was standing there. Maddie. She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. She could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point of making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out to the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Maddie. Wait. There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Maddie? Well? How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing. But whoever I grew with will probably think more highly of me. So of course it's gonna be... I can't try to make it perfect. It's, you know, it's complex language versus simple language. The, like, graceful thing would be to not, like, basically tell either person that they're wrong. maybe look to someone like Sayori to, like, you know, conflict manage here or, like, de-escalate the situation. But that would be trying to make it perfect. And Monika, the only other, you know, sentient being that's sharing this world with me, as far as I know, told me not to make it perfect. Do I want to do what Monika said, though? Well, I did say I was going to go with the flow. Yuri. Natsuki, you're right that I liked your poem. See? Wait. That's not an excuse for you to be so mean. You shouldn't pick a fight just because someone's opinion is different. That's not what happened at all. Yuri wouldn't even take my poem seriously. I understand. Yuri. Huh? You're a seriously talented writer. It's no secret that I was impressed. Well, but here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's writing style is, they're still putting feelings into it, and it becomes something really personal. That's why Natsuki felt threatened when you said her poem was cute. Wow, so this main character actually has a pretty equivalent emotional intelligence to 35-year-old me. This is actually how I would probably handle the situation. I was not expecting by actually picking by picking a side. So actually, okay, so that actually lends some credibility to what Monika said then. Because I didn't go with the perfect option, but this is a good resolution. It is actually handling things the way that I would if I was in this situation. Interesting. So maybe Monika can be trusted? Question mark? Air quotes? I just know that there's something up with Monika. I don't know if she's gonna be like a MacGuffin character that I'm gonna have to like rescue from this setting, or if she's gonna be like an antagonist. But Monika's not what she seems. But she gave me good advice. Interesting. I see. I didn't notice that. I'm sorry. But Natsuki, you took it way too far. Yuri means well, and if you just told her how you felt, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. Are you kidding? That's exactly what I did. It was her that... Natsuki, I think that's enough. You both said some things that you didn't mean. Yuri apologized, don't you think you should too? Natsuki clenches her fists. In the end, nobody has taken her side. She's trapped at this point, being defiant only because she can't handle the pressure. I end up feeling bad for her. Sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps to take a walk and clear my head. Sayori, she didn't need to. You know what? I'm gonna do that. It'll spare me from having to look at all your faces right now. Without warning, Natsuki snatches her poem up from the desk and storms out. On her way out, she crumples up the poem with her hands and throws it in the trash. Natsuki! She really didn't need to do that. I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares down at her desk. I gingerly approach her and sit in an adjacent chair. Everything alright? I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I acted like that. You probably hate me now. No, Yuri. How could anyone not have gotten frustrated after being treated like that? You handled it as well as anyone could. I don't think any less of you. Well, alright, I believe you. Thanks, Maddie. You're too kind. I'm thankful to have you as a part of this club now. It's nothing. One more thing. That one thing that Natsuki said about, you know... Oh yeah, about you, stuffing. That's about the thing that Natsuki said about that. Okay, yeah, no, what do you have to tell me about that? By the way, no shade. You know, there's certain tops that look better in a bigger cup size. It's, you know... Listen, everyone with boobs sometimes wants to alter their size up or down in some direction. It's just a thing. I would never do anything so shameful. No, I was just saying, it's not shameful. So... Huh? What thing did Natsuki say? Huh? Well, never mind that. I'm gonna go make some tea. Good idea. Make enough for more than one person, okay? Yeah. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was alright. Well, mostly. Maddie, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. Oh, okay, so it's not literal Groundhog's Day, but like... okay. Interesting. So yeah, so Monika's going to give me repeat scenarios then. It's not like a literal time loop. And I think I know what her goal is too. But we'll just have to go with the flow and find out. And maybe you learn something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself. I did learn a little bit about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination. Maddie, ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori, about what happened earlier. Huh? What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. Does that kind of thing happen often? No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you. Yeah. You know, Maddie, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you, too. Find one like Sayori, someone who, like, is happy seeing you happy, and is, like, happy seeing you make connections, and doesn't want to, like, monopolize you just to themselves. That's... Every day is gonna be so much fun. Oh, Sayori, I can just tell that every day is going to be so much fun, and every day will be a new challenge and a new adventure. Looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? Just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay. Yeah. Let's do this. Okay. Alright. So, here's what I'd like to do. So it's gonna have me write another poem. I guess that is... Okay, I guess that is, like, the game element of this. That's cool. Wasn't expecting that. This is such a cool experience. And like, okay, so here's what I'd like to do. Please, in the comments, I know a lot of you have played this game, and I know that this is like, you know, something that's been picked apart by like, you know, lore channels, and there's full-on video essays about this game. I have somehow managed to avoid all of it for the past few years, however long this game has been out. And if you could, if I could ask you please to not spoil it for me, because I'm actually really enjoying trying to pick apart what's happening here. But, you know, comment down below, who's your Doki Doki, you know, literature waifu? Comment down below, do you prefer complex or simple language? And, you know, comment down below your poems about morning and breakfast. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna save my progress here. But before I exit out of this game... Yeah, so let's go ahead and save my game. And let's exit Doki Doki Literature Club. Return to the desktop. I want to see... Okay, so we have side stories. Interesting. So there's that. Music. Okay. So there's like a original soundtrack. Oh. So it saved all of the poems. And it also saves like stills from... Okay, so you unlock certain like little Easter eggs by selecting. So because I selected the word horror, I get this little Halloween picture. This is cute, by the way. It looks like we've got Yuri as a witch. We've got magical girl Natsuki. We've got Hugh Cow Sayori, and we've got like fallen angel Monika. Really cool. I just wanted to see because like what I have here is like I don't really have like the benefit of, you know, I'm not as familiar with like the lore and stuff of this game as probably most of you are, but I do have the benefit of having experienced things like Kanito Pet and stuff like since the release of this game. And so I wanted to see, because there is a virtual desktop, like is there anything, you know, is there anything interesting there? Okay, so I can't open any character files. Poem words. Okay. So it gives you... Interesting. It gives you a cheat sheet. Because again, so this I think is confirmation that the point of this game is not to is not to engage with the game Doki Doki Literature Club. Oh wow. Internal. Oh, there's got to be something in here, right? There's got to be something in here. At some point I'll dive through all these. We might be too early, but I feel like I need to keep an eye on these folders. Um, they kind of made a labyrinth out of the game directory. Pictures appear based on things that happen in the story. So I'll be looking to that. What about mail? Do I have any mail? No mail. Okay, so I'll check in on here probably at least once per session. So I haven't so far done any kind of series play. Like I the only game that I've like done kind of ongoing is Phasmophobia. I haven't like played a game, start to finish. I have gotten requests to do like more Dead Cells. I've gotten requests to like, play through the rest of Hollow Knight. I hear those suggestions. I am usually like more like at least it. I don't know that it'll always be this way, but like currently, like I've historically been kind of focused on sort of episodic content. So where like you don't have to have watched like 13 or so videos in like a series in order to come in as a new viewer and like, appreciate the next upload. This game, however, I think I will do an entire series of. So I think I am going to call it here for today, but I will be back with more Doki Doki Literature Club. I wanted to mention also, so I now have an upload schedule. I will be releasing videos every Wednesday and Saturday. I will probably mostly the Saturday release will probably usually be a collab. It will probably be so like I'm doing I'm doing ongoing collaborations with the Sugar Thruple with Squesky and Muffin. We'll probably be doing that like week to week. Most weeks, like who knows? Like there might be some time where schedule doesn't align. I actually do have a bit of a backlog of recordings now. There's lots of content coming. But Wednesday and Saturday, look for my upload. So Saturday is going to usually be a collaboration video. Some kind of, probably at least 45 minutes to an hour long, usually involving other creators, something like Phasmophobia, Lethal Company, those games like that. The Wednesday video is where I'll be posting my solo content primarily. So this video will be going up on Wednesday, and I think that this will be the start of a Doki Doki Literature Club series, the first like series Let's Play that I've done on my channel. So, couple announcements there. New upload schedule: Wednesday and Saturday. Wednesday is solo. Saturday, those are usually going to be longer videos. I also have been working on a video essay series. I mentioned it in my That's Not My Neighbor video. I am getting ready to release the first one in that series soon. It will probably be a Wednesday release. And so there will be like some other content appearing on this channel. Gaming's not going anywhere. There will be at least one gaming video every week. Some weeks there might be a gaming video and a video essay. There will always be a gaming video every week. But so this has been Doki Doki Literature Club. I am so excited to see where this goes. This is just such a cool concept. And yeah, like we've seen a lot of like ARG style horror games in recent years. Like I mentioned Kanito Pet and stuff like that. I feel like what I kind of see happening here like is so interesting to unravel, but also like, you know, like I called out before, like the art hits, like the characters have very, like I said it kind of half jokingly, but as every character is introduced, I'm like, oh, this person seems like a great person. I want nothing but good things for them. I am so excited to see where this goes. This has been my first episode of Doki Doki Literature Club. I will be back with more next week. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I want to thank everybody for the engagement I've been seeing on videos lately. The comments I've been seeing have been so great, and they really keep me going. So, you know, thank like new fans and old, if you're subscribed, if you're not subscribed. It really helps if you could hit that subscribe button, leave a like on the video, leave a comment. As a small YouTuber, like, I, at this point, read all of my comments, and just thank you all for your engagement, for your view, for coming and being a part of this community that I'm trying to build here on this platform. I have been Mix Maddie. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time.